Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Nintendo Rewind. My name is Cody Christian, and I'm joined by my co-host, Chris Becker. We're rewinding and recapping the lifetime of Nintendo. But it's a lot. We're doing 101 top Nintendo games of all time. It's been really good. We're on the finale part. And so if you've been with us and locked in for the last 3 weeks, know that this episode is the... Oh, why am I not getting any Chris audio now? Chris?
You got it now, yeah.
Oh, okay, there we go. You were just gargling over there. It was great. It was wonderful. And the chat didn't get to hear any of it. But if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to click that like button. Say hey. Say hey. Click that like button. Say hey. And if you're watching on Twitch right now, know you're our favorite child. But before we dive in, how is it going, Christopher? How are you doing, my dude?
I'm doing marvelous. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. I can't top marvelous. There's no like good adjective to describe my day in quite the same way as marvelous. It's got to be like what do I say? Fantabulous? Like how do I make up a better word than marvelous?
It wasn't that great. It was fine. How was your day? Does
that
make you feel better?
Yes, actually. Your day sucked. How was you?
Yeah, my day sucked. Crippling depression. How are you? How was your day?
Generalized anxiety. It's fine.
It's fine.
No,
yeah.
No, it was good. It's been a really busy week. Last week, Games Done Quick was going on. I spent most of the week sitting on the couch, save for when we did the episode last week. Watching Games Done Quick and watching speedruns get ran for the Prevent Cancer Foundation on Awesome Games Done Quick 2025, and that was a good time. You and I watched a couple of runs together, and it was really, really good. We picked different teams during the Claire Obscure Expedition 33 run. My guy won. First time I've ever picked a winner in my life. But you know, hey.
Oh yeah.
What can I say? Asleep. You did. You were like, it's too late. I can't stay awake for that. But that was good. But then yesterday came around and it was time to get off of the whole we're on vacation Christmas mode for the kids. So getting them back into school and then trying to get them back on their chore train. And it was so like yesterday, I wanted to rip all of my hair out and my eyeballs out of my head, trying to get those kids to actually move. But you know, today was genuinely wonderful. Like the kids had chores done before I got out of bed, and then school was mostly okay. I was chilling out though over in I Am Tenderly stream, and randomly she has a redeem on her channel where it plays It's Raining Tacos. And dude, the kids lost it. The attention span just like went out the window for what they were doing at the time. So like they were like, "What just happened? Why is it raining tacos?" I was like, "I don't know, dudes. Like, I really don't know. Please do math. Stop it. You can be good." But we did. They had chores done before I got up this morning, and then we got through school, and then after that we went to art class. But get this. Both of my children are now in two separate age groups because Lando is 2 years younger than Trip. So I had to take, they had to take technology while they sat and waited. Just had to take it. So Trip sat outside the classroom waiting for his class, drawing on an iPad, and then Lando came out and then jumped on his Switch too. So it was really good. But they
could have sat out there and did like patty cake.
That would dig into my reading time.
Well, I didn't even know you knew how to read. I'll be honest. Let me just.
You know what? Who asked you, you turd? Oh man.
No, I was just saying.
I'm just saying. I see how it is. This is the finale of the top 101 games and the finale of our friendship. Is that what you're trying to do to me right now? You're calling me illiterate?
This is the final episode. Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
R.I.P. Josh.
R.I.P. Josh. But let me ask you. You told me on, I think it was yesterday that you had something exotic to eat. And then never followed up with what it was and said, I should probably save that for the show, shouldn't I? And I was like, I don't know. I'm fully prepared. Like, knowing your diet, I said it before we went live. I said, knowing your diet, you probably, the most exotic thing I could think of is like grilled cheese on not white bread, like on wheat. That's exotic. But then you told me
that's when
you don't even like white bread.
I don't eat white bread. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got the packaging so I didn't want to screw up the name. I wanted it's an exotic meal I prepared
Bourbon and Toll House.
it. Bourbon and Toll House. This is the first time in my life I've ever had this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
I didn't know how to make it. The whole time I was making it, I thought I was making it wrong. I said, "Are you sure this is correct?" Right? I was asking my friend.
What friend?
I was like, my
Wasn't
friend.
me.
It wasn't you. It was
I'm your friend.
Yeah, it was one of my other friends.
Do I know this friend?
You've heard of them. Yes. So okay. So
Chris,
I got the
please.
name. Chris, please. Sierra, please. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? So I made it on the stovetop. If there's any final guesses you want before I read this name off and let you know.
You made it on the stovetop. And it okay. I'm going to guess.
Saucepan. It was in a saucepan.
In a saucepan.
Yeah, saucepan. Yeah.
Did you make some new ramen? Is it like a different brand of ramen?
Here's what it is. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The pregnant pause. I made noodle soup. It was a soup mix with real chicken flavored broth. I've never had chicken broth, and I've never had noodle soup. So this was all very exotic. It was something I've never had before. And I'm going to tell, you know what? I'm going to have a vulnerable moment right now and tell you something a little bit embarrassing. I was nervous to take a bite because I didn't know what it would taste like. So my friend that I was talking to while I made it, did counted me down and did a countdown for me to take a bite, and I did, and I took a bite, and I didn't hate it, but I don't think I'll make it again.
Okay. Listen, was it out of a can? Did you get it out of a can?
It wasn't out of a can. It was out of a package.
Package of noodle soup.
I've never seen someone so scared to eat chicken noodle soup. Listen, it was a very vulnerable moment for me last night. I was very nervous about eating this, but I did it. I powered through. It comes with 2 pouches. Did you eat
the whole bowl?
What do you mean? No, I had the one.
So you had one bite of it, and then that was it.
One bite was more than enough, and then I had a grilled cheese. But I had one
that was
bite.
made on white bread because I was getting exotic.
It was not made on white bread. It was. Oh, I did, however. I dipped it into the noodle soup, the grilled cheese. Not the move. It was not the move.
You just don't like soup. I think you're afraid of soup.
Honestly, I do not like soup. I don't. I mean, I believe I've told you that multiple times.
Sierra, the only please, soup in the live chat, and hated it. She says, and hated it. She finished that thought for you before she probably got it on her end.
Yeah, thank you, Sierra. Yeah, no, I did not like it. I will eat it with some grilled cheese, although I bleep this out. I screwed up the grilled cheese. I almost cursed, but I stopped myself in case Sue's here.
Thank you for being respectful to my mother.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, Keyword Savior has a point here. Grilled cheese goes best with tomato soup, he says in the live chat. So like it's one of those things where like like grilled cheese is fine with tomatoes or with noodle soup, chicken noodle soup, but like it's not the call. You get grilled cheese with tomato soup, and that's really where
not noodle soup. But Sierra she made some too. Well, while I was making mine, but she made hers in the microwave. A little behind the curtain.
I feel like she did it I mean, she did it fine, but I feel like she did herself a disservice doing the microwave. Why didn't she do the stovetop?
Now let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you on the back of the box you can make it in the microwave or you can make it on the stovetop. Listen, who are we to stop you? It says right there you can make it in the microwave. It doesn't even say don't even bother. It says it's right there.
Legal disclaimer: Chris's opinions are his own, and Nintendo Rewind does not support or go against any opinions that are expressly expressed on this show.
You know what? I screwed up the tacos tonight. I was making tacos, and the tacos, and then you get the seasoning. And you know how you're like, it'll be like, add this packet of taco seasoning with 2/3 cup of water. But I screwed up and I was like, this seems like a lot of water. And then as I poured it in, I said it was a lot of water because it was 1 cup and 2/3. It wasn't 2/3. So it was the whole thing. And, yeah, stovetop is the best. Well, let me tell you something. If I had this noodle soup, there was luckily no chunks of chicken in here. That would have that might have sent me over the edge.
It's good to have the chunks of chicken. Oh my gosh, I can't with you.
We had the stovetop.
You and your toddler palate.
If I had the stovetop, if I had it at its best. Wasn't that great? But I now that I think about it, I think the problem is there was just so much broth in there. I created a broth basically torture device for myself with the bowl because I couldn't see the noodles down at the bottom, and so therefore
it sounds like good broth.
The broth was just it was like I felt like I was in the movie Saw, and I'll tell you what, not to be dramatic, but
a little dramatic over chicken noodle soup. How's your microwave doing, by the way?
It's broken. I gotta get a new one. Listen, I can't even shut the door because then the microwave just keeps spinning. It doesn't turn any heat because I tried it.
The microwave spins if the door is shut, but it doesn't turn off, but it also doesn't express any heat.
Yes, because I tried it. I was like, well, if I just shut it and don't turn on the thing, what happens? And I put in the thing of popcorn. I got to give you my tips.
Okay, this is the last thing before we get into the main topic of the show.
Okay.
So my wife, for context, texted my sister, who is a professional hair person, asking her what I should do to fix my curly hair because my hair has gotten quite curly on its own in my older age. And that being said, I was told also that you were supposed to give me the tips on how to fix my hair appropriately.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Have you ever heard of mousse? I'm not talking about the chocolate mousse. I'm talking about like mousse products you put in your hair.
I've heard of a couple of mousses. Bullwinkle.
Get a couple of Mies. What?
Little Aussie out here.
What was that guy's name? Gumby. You remember Gumby?
Anyway. Moose. He had a horse named Pokey.
Yeah, and he had those blockheads.
Yeah, they were terrifying. I used to love Gumby. No, hold on. We gotta focus up. Hang on.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to tell you about what to do to get your curls. We discovered if you get instead of a moose, if you were to put a mouse in your hair and give them a little container of mousse, they could hop up in your hair while you're sleeping. Now, hold on. I see your face Ratatouille? Now. A delayed yes, it's like Ratatouille, but he's a stylist, okay? And he'll be up there, and he'll just be curling your hair. Also, by the way, I think I'm about to turn my camera on so you can see. I think I need a haircut. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But just know. Just know. Are we ready?
We're ready.
I'd love to thank some people.
Let's go ahead and thank the supporters, our generous supporters and producers from NintendoRewind.com. If you would like to directly support our content, Every dollar spent on ours, don't send him money, apparently. Every dollar spent on memberships and merch helps us continue to produce this show. There's even a tier that only costs $1 a month, and with it, you also get a shout out right here, live. That said, I want to thank our supporters and producers, Calamity Nolan, Sierra Christian, Kiatic, and Mnemonic Man for all of their amazing, gracious support right here on Nintendo Rewind. We love your faces. You guys are an integral part of making sure that this show succeeds. So thank you so much for supporting us. That being said, we're going to dive into the topic. We've got a finale of our top 101 games planned, and you're not going to want to miss it. So nobody go anywhere. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you in just a moment. This week, we're in the finale part of our 4-part series where we're breaking down our top 101 Nintendo games of all time. This week, we're covering games number 24 through number 1. And I feel like I need to preface all of this again for one final time by saying every single game on this list is a banger, and they all belong right here on this show. Are we going to have hot takes? Of course, we're going to have hot takes. Is there one that maybe didn't make the list that you wish did? Definitively, yes. That said, this is our list, and these are our recommendations, and they're all worthy. And if you disagree, you can go kick rocks. All the games that aren't number 1 suck, says Nettist in the live chat. I don't know that I would agree with that. I think we got some bangers listed here that are definitely worthy of talking about. Before we get into this final thing, I don't have trailers pulled up for these other things, but I am going to ask you, what is one game that you wish had made the list that maybe we didn't put on here, Chris?
One game I wish made the list?
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda 2, obviously.
I understand. I debated, deliberated, and it is a little bit of a spoiler that, that it's not on here. But one that I had on the list originally that I was like, okay, I just need to go ahead and take this off because I needed to make room, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Project Manhattan for the NES, the simultaneous multiplayer NES game, and it was really, really good. So like part of me really wanted it on this list, but I decided that there were better games that belonged on here. But I had a good time playing that NES game. And would recommend it to anybody. Why would you recommend Legend of Zelda 2? Because I can't think of one good reason.
I can give you 100. Because it was just so good. The fact that you could like level up, you could like grind. It was like basically a wonderful little action RPG. Loved it. Mm-hmm. So good.
Well, listen, we're going to kick this list off with a sequel at number 24, and that game is none other than Camelot Software Planning's GBA classic, Golden Sun, The Lost Age. And let me tell you, I think I've got the wrong Golden Sun gameplay video pulled up here, but that's okay. That's okay. It's all the same, and it's a direct sequel to the original Golden Sun game. I love Golden Sun: The Lost Age, if not for just the simple fact that, yes, thank you, Nettist. If not just for the simple fact that it was a direct sequel that continued the main storyline of the original Golden Sun, following the descendants of the mainline characters, but even more so is a beautifully rendered pixel art JRPG set on probably my favorite of the Nintendo handhelds, if we don't call a Nintendo Switch a handheld, on the GBA. Has some amazing mechanics in it. You're going around collecting gems, letting the story unfold. It is a masterpiece, and the music in this game, on top of all of it, plus the lovable cast of characters, all of the combos of gens that you could do to give them specific jobs and specific attack types, so freaking good. Definitely one of those ones that I will recommend likely till the day I die. The only knock against it is that you got to put in like some 150 character cut. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it's a lot of characters to be able to continue your story from the first game. So really, really solid game. Chris, how do you feel about Golden Sun: The Lost Age Why do you think it belongs at number 24 on the list here? Tell the people.
I'll tell you why. I really like not only the story of the game, but I love the way it looks, and then the turn-based battles with the I always screw up the name of it. What are they? They're not Jins.
The Jin. Yeah, the Jin. The DJINN Jin.
DJ. Wooka wooka.
God.
We'll edit that out in post. But yeah, I just love the way it looks. Like, it reminds me, like, when I see the way the game, it's just, I wish games would still come out looking like this. I don't know what it is about, like, the way it looks. But then also, I kind of liked how it kind of like jumped ahead in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the different abilities that you got in the battles too, and then like moving around the map, like using the different like the wind and the different things, like to like almost like solving puzzles inside the dungeon. I don't know if I would like that nowadays, but back then I just really enjoyed it. Plus it was like on the GBA, but it was like a perfect like handheld game for sure.
It really was. Taking that game with you was that's what I loved about the Golden Sun series just in general, is the ability to take it with me. JRPGs are best experienced that way, I feel like, on the go. And that one, like, it holds up exceedingly well, and is definitely one of those that I'm like, yeah, no, this is really good. Like, this is really good. Stellar gameplay. I feel like Mario and Luigi, the franchise as a whole, learned a lot from Golden Sun: The Lost Age. I know they're not made by the same people. Camelot, and they're their own division. They work a lot with Nintendo, and now they're stuck in purgatory of making a Mario sports game every 6 months. But when they were doing the JRPGs, that was when Camelot was at its best, and I do miss those days because I'm with you. Like, those games look amazing, and they hold up exceedingly well. And if you want to play them, they're both on Nintendo Switch Online, so you can play them that way as well. A good way to access them, which is really, really good. Chris, do you want to take number 23, my good sir?
Yeah, I do. Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. I love Paper Mario. I don't know about you. Loved it. I love the not only the battle system and like the active battle that they have in it, with like where you can go through, if you're good enough to like dodge all the attacks, you can like make it through like really hard battles even if you're not leveled up all the way. Plus I like the whole idea of the paper. This was like when all of the sidekicks that you ran into actually had like personality, and they looked different, and they really just it was so good. What about you? What was it about the Thousand-Year Door that you were like, you know what, let's add it to the list?
So Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door was my very first ever Paper Mario RPG. It even was like before I had the chance to play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, or even Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door stood out to me though, with like its writing, its amazing cast of characters, the way you're going around making friends and getting them recruited to your party. The abilities that they had. But the thing that I think I really like about it was kind of like the active dodging system that was in that game. And obviously that was a carryover from many of the RPG games that came before it. But I genuinely loved having an active battle system. And this game got it right in a lot of good ways. While not all Paper Marios are created equally, very clearly, Paper Mario 64 is really, really good, but a lot of the other entries are fair to middling, depending on where you land on it, although I do have a love for Origami King. Not everybody does. This one tends to hold up a lot better, and specifically like the Nintendo Switch version, where they had some quality of life stuff, not having you backtrack through so many levels and creating some warp pipes for you. Which is the version that we're showing here on screen. It is the Nintendo Switch version that released within the last couple of years. And I'm gonna be honest. Like the writing in this game may be better than 90% of the writing in every Mario game that's ever came out. Period. Love this game. Love what they did with it. Love the battle system. Loved all the partners. I just adore its aesthetic, and it holds up extremely well even to this day. I feel like this one holds up better than even like Paper Mario 64 does, partly because of the system that it's on. GameCube was a little bit better powered, and so they could get a few more polygons pushed into there. But this game holds up. Beautiful artistry, great soundtrack, amazing gameplay, amazing cast of characters, phenomenal writing, engaging battle system. I just love it. I really genuinely love it. And the abilities that you get are pretty good too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
One of those that, like, if someone said, hey, what Paper Mario game should I start with? I would probably say the Thousand Year Door, because it's the safest bet for most people, I feel like. It's one of those that no one's going to be very unhappy with getting that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, goodness. Well, that is number 23, Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. We go to number 22, which is a personal favorite of mine, Super Mario Bros. Wonder for the Nintendo Switch. This game came out, and it came out at a time where I feel like we had just kind of, just inched along in innovation and game design for the 2D Mario franchise. I mean, predating that, we had not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 games that all had the same aesthetic. New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, and Super Mario Run, all with the same aesthetic, the same kind of look, and the same kind of staleness, using the same soundtrack across 5 different games. And let me tell you, Super Mario Wonder came out, and I was like, I need this game injected directly into my veins. The way that the characters looked, and they were taking chances on the animations. This is the first outing for Kevin Afghani as like the full-on, this is the Mario that you got. And at first I was like, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I like that. And then I heard Wowie Zowie for the first time come out of New Mario, and I was like, okay, no, Kevin Afghani kind of has it. And he has this like whimsy that I feel like Charles Martinet had. And I'm glad that Kevin Afghani took it in his own direction. But gone are the days of bouncing off of your friends or your foes, depending on how you played it. And it ushered in this new era of co-op gameplay where you're both existing in the same world, but you're never interfering with each other in the same world. And for many people in the multiplayer aspect of this game, it made it way more enjoyable. The Wonder Flowers, where like 90% of them do not repeat. There's a couple that you start to see again. But the fact that they pulled everybody in the Nintendo offices and said, hey, we need ideas to incorporate into the games. And you got everything from a dancing piranha plant parade all the way up to suddenly the pipes are wiggly. Like, it is one of those experiences that you are constantly surprised and delighted at every turn of that game. Aesthetically, artistically, challenge-wise, the gameplay, the soundtrack, just I cannot sing this game's praises enough. It ranks up there in my personal top 3 Mario games of all time. Whenever I think about it, I don't want to spoil the list, but I've got a personal top 3 here that I would shout it out. This would be in it. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Chris, how do you feel about Super Mario Bros. Wonder?
Well, I guess you could say it's wonderful.
Wonderful.
No, it's a wonderful. No, but I loved Mario Wonder. Like, not only playing it by myself, but then playing it with multiple people. Playing like the multiplayer where we're all running around with each other doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. And I love like the animations on not only Mario but the other characters and the zany things that they would do with the Wonder. I don't even know. Is it like the Wonder Powers or the
Wonder Flowers.
Wonder Flowers? Yeah. And then you would just hit one of them and just, you never know what this level's going to be. And the fact that they would just come up with some weird thing that was going to be on just one level. Like it was like, we created this whole mechanic just for this one level. And that was really cool. And I liked that. And I wish more games would do it, even though it's very time consuming. But yeah, I liked it a lot. And then playing through it, and Elephant Mario. We got Elephant Mario.
You cannot not mention an Elephant Mario. You have to mention Elephant Mario.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the only thing missing was an Elephant Mario amiibo.
We know how you love your amiibos, even if they're $50.
$50, yeah, exactly.
Oh man, but I'm with you. I would have loved to have an Elephant Mario amiibo. That would have been so sick. I'd have paid $30 for that. Like genuinely, like I would have been okay with that. But man, like I was going to ask you, like weigh in on the power up there, and you followed it flawlessly. But Elephant Mario is so good. I love the Bubble Mario power up. It made speedrunning that game super fun too. Like there's just so much different in this game that needs to be experienced, and if you don't know all that much about it, like I feel like being surprised at every corner is the way to experience it, because there is a lot of surprise in this game, and it controls so good. This is like one of the best controlling Mario games of all time too. Like Mario is snappy. He has a proper amount of jump. He accelerates up well. He comes down with weight. All the characters, granted, like you don't get the variety that you get in like Super Mario Bros. 2, right? Where like Luigi's got floaty jumps and he feels like he's running on ice all the time. And you got Peach who does the actual float jump and hovers for a little bit. Like you don't get that variety out of the characters, but you do get variety in the power-ups and the wonder experiences. And honestly, I think that is the game to recommend to people who have a Nintendo Switch for a 2D Mario. I could recommend the original Mario Bros. I could recommend Super Mario Bros. 3. I could recommend Mario World. I could recommend New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I'm not going to do that for most first-time Mario players. I'm going to recommend Super Mario Bros. Wonder. It is delightful. And pun intended, wonderful. It's so good. I love that game. But that was number 22, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. We've sang its praises enough. Chris, I'm going to let you take away with number 21.
Number 21, Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4. I played the first 10 minutes of this game with the chainsaw controller when it came out on the GameCube, and I got it, ordered it from GameStop.com, I think, and got it in the mail. Like I wanted to go get the game like the second the store opened, but I was like, it would just be easier if I just get it with the controller. So I ordered both. They showed up around 1:00. I started playing it. It was just Resident Evil 4.
Do you still have the controller? Licks his lips.
Well, I think I do, but I think it's in California with the boys. It's a long story, but yeah.
I understand. This is my favorite Resident Evil of all time. It was my first experience with Resident Evil as well. Like it was, I did not play Resident Evils 1, 2, 3.
Well, it was not my first experience with Resident Evil.
I loved this game. Leon Kennedy, the environment in España like felt so rustic. The inventory management was just so real. The horror and the scares were genuinely good. And I did not have the chainsaw controller. I'll be honest. And this was one of those games that like I had a really hard time playing. I'm notoriously a big baby, but whenever I think about Resident Evil, I think about it on the GameCube. I don't think about it anywhere else. And Resident Evil 4 was one of those that I was like, okay, I need somebody to be sitting with me while I'm playing this game and while I'm experiencing it. It did give us, as Keyword Savior's pointing out in the live chat, the what are you buying? What are you selling? Classic line of trench coat marketplace man. But I love this game. And in all honesty, it was the last time I felt like for a very long time that Resident Evil as a franchise was honed in on the horror side of it, less about the action. And don't get me wrong, the game is action packed. Like there's plenty of action. But it is a stellar experience. It is one that I genuinely believe that most people should play. The only damning part of the entire game is the escort parts. I hate escort missions. I hate them. And Ashley is so freaking, she's just so fragile in general anyway. Like she can't be trusted. But you know, I love this game. I loved Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. It was the first like mature title I feel like that I really played. And it still, I mean, to this day has its fans. We love the new remake of it. But no, Resident Evil 4. What else can I say? I mean, I think you kind of covered a lot of it, but you should continue if you have more to say. Don't let me take it away from you.
Oh yeah, no, it just, I liked it all the way from beginning to end. And like the whole, like, even like if you were to tell someone to play like any part of a game, like just that opening section where you're walking through and then you got to fight the guy with the chainsaw. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so good.
It is so good. It is so good. How did you feel about the Wii remake? Let me ask that though, because I did not like the Wii remake of it.
The Wii remake?
Or re-release, rather.
With the Wii remote?
Yes, and all the motion QTEs that they had you do, waving the remote to run away from giant boulders. Like,
that was ridiculous. Yeah.
I hated that version of it. I don't recommend that version of it. If you're going to play it on the GameCube or play the remake. Like that's what I will tell people. Oh man, I'm glad we're on the same page. That's number 21, Resident Evil 4. We go now to number 20. And it is the original, the initial, the eponymous Golden Sun for the GBA. We sang a lot of praises about this franchise a little bit earlier in this episode with Golden Sun, The Lost Age at number 24. We couldn't forget about the initial outing of this game. And realistically, like, should these be maybe positioned together on our list? Maybe. But I think I liked Golden Sun a little bit more than Resident Evil 4, but I did like Resident Evil 4 more than I liked the sequel to this game. So that being said, Golden Sun for the GBA, there's not a whole lot more to say that we didn't already say with The Lost Age because they go hand in hand and are very much the same game, but I like the story in this one a little bit better than in Lost Age. You know, graphically, it's charming. It still holds up significantly well. All the same things are present here. And part of it's because both of those games were made at pretty much the same time, simultaneously when they were being developed. So you get Golden Sun and you get Golden Sun: The Lost Age, and they are two experiences that are hand in hand, some of the greatest JRPG experiences that you could possibly hope for. Do you have anything else you want to say on Golden Sun as a franchise, Christopher?
Yeah, I mean, I wish they would make more Golden Sun. It would be great if we got a modern day Golden Sun game. But yeah, I definitely think I'm with you in liking the story more from the original Golden Sun. And like there was some quality of life things that came with the Lost Age, but
yeah, we're not talking about Dark Dawn.
No. But yeah, Golden Sun, loved it. Just the way it looks, I just love Golden Sun. So good. So good. Number 20.
Number 20.
You know what else we got? Number 19.
We do. We got number 19. Tell them about it, Christopher.
Metroid Prime Remastered. I don't know if you heard of this game, Metroid Prime, but yeah, Metroid Prime Remastered. It is phenomenal. I think if you're going to play a game of Metroid Prime, if you're going to play Metroid Prime, this is the version of Metroid Prime to play, which is the remastered. I think even more than the one on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Metroid Prime remastered, it's so good. Like, even you can tell that like the game was like just so good, even like the original, because this is like that game, but just looked so good. Like the graphics are so good, the way it looks, the way it feels walking around. Just, I don't know about you, but I'm scanning everything I see, just giving it the old scanner-rooney. Loved it. Yeah, Metroid Prime remastered. So good. What
Really,
about you?
really good. This is my favorite Metroid Prime out of the entire series, including 4, which I haven't completed 4 yet. I know, bad Nintendo fan, fake fan.
Gosh.
But I've been kind of saving it because I kept wondering if I was going to return to streaming on my own channel, and I am. So I guess I saved it long enough. It's time to play some Metroid Prime 4. But before that, Super Mario Galaxy 2. But that being said, Metroid Prime Remastered is an absolute masterpiece. And when you talk about the original Metroid Prime and how it was developed, I mean, in the recent book that just came out, that's like the art and making of Metroid Prime 1 through 3, like they talk a little bit about how difficult it was getting this game off the ground and the amount of approvals that had to go through Nintendo. And when you're following up like games like Fusion and Super Metroid and Zero Mission, the upper echelon of Metroidvania making, so much so that they are the originator of the name, one half of the name. It is one of those things that I think is a miracle that we even got this in quite the capacity that they did. And they handed this project off to Retro Studios and asked them to take the essence of a 2D Metroid, the backtracking nature of it and the exploratory nature of it and the lonely nature of it, and put it into a first-person point of view action shooter in a 3D environment. They nailed it. And it's so difficult to nail that in a good way, so much so that Metroid Prime 4 is basically a little bit more on the linear side of games. And they took that, though, with the original and made it something iconic and something special that needs to be played by nearly everybody that calls themselves a Metroid fan. And specifically, the remastered version of this game on the Switch does something special with the lighting, with the graphics, with the upscaling, with the rebuild, because it's like in between a remaster and a remake. It's not quite a remaster because you've got a lot of asset replacement, but it's not quite a remake because you're not doing a full-on remake of the game in an engine. This game, though, my gosh, it blows me away all the time. Every time I boot into this game, I played it again somewhat recently, loved my experience with it, have been patiently salivating and awaiting a 2 and 3 remastered experience on the Switch. I would love to have that full experience of going through Metroid Prime 1, 2, 3, and 4 and just kind of seeing the origin of where we came from. And I think there's still hope, but I'm not going to hold out too much. We're not Silk Songing it out here going Silk Song win. But yeah, I love this game. I love the artistry. I love what they did. I love the soundtrack. It all still holds up exceedingly well. If you have the original GameCube version, you're not going to be unhappy with this version either. It doesn't matter which one you play. But the quality of life stuff where they've got double stick use in this game, and it does make it a little bit easier to play. You're not playing like weird tank controls where you've got weird movement. But I love this game. I love Metroid Prime Remastered. It's so freaking good, so beautiful, so much fun, and I can't believe they let me have a traditional Metroid experience in a 3D environment.
Oh yeah, I know. It's wild. I love it.
It is so good. It's so good. That brings us in from number 19 to number 18. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this over to Chris because this is one of his favorite games of all time. I know you just did Metroid, but let me throw this one over to you too. What is it, my friend?
Yeah, sure. Well, thank you. It is Hades 2. And Hades 2 is phenomenal. Hades 2 is better than Hades 1 in every way possible. And Hades 2 was one of my favorite games of all time before Hades 2 came out. I just love the way it feels when you're playing this game, the weapons, the abilities that they give you in this game, the storyline, everyone's hot. Oh,
especially God. Aphrodite.
It's so good. Oh, yeah, Hades 2. I think you played some, right?
I have. I played the I've played the alpha on Steam when it came out, and I recently watched at Games Done Quick a speed run of all weapons with the full on release, and holy crap, the game has went through a lot of changes since the alpha build even, but it is stellar. It is so good. I loved Hades 1. I played a ton of Hades 1, but Hades 2. It is one of those things where it is not super different, but it is a refinement on the franchise that gives me a lot of hope for the continuation of Hades, and we someday hopefully get Hades 3.
The what? Hades 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm. Ask away.
Hades 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's like it's one of those games that like would you know what? I'm gonna say it. I think Courtney would like this game.
She does indeed enjoy some Hades. She played, she hasn't played any of Hades 2, but she really enjoyed her time with Hades 1, but she does love her roguelike bullet hells, as evidenced by her love of Binding of Isaac.
She loves Binding of Isaac.
Loves them, loves those style of games. And Hades 2, I know, would be like right up her alley as far as that goes. The thing that I will say that kind of drives her away from it more than like actually like really getting down into the grind is the continuing upgrade path that it has in it. Yeah. Where like Binding of Isaac is very rudimentary, where like your biggest like run to run upgrade is the character that you get, right? Like you can change your character, but for the most part, nothing else really carries over, except for you're unlocking new bosses to fight too. Those are the two things that really kind of carry over in terms of progression based on like you kill, your mom 10 times. Now you can go fight Satan or whatever. But this game has a deeper, more involved RPG structure where you get different boons and abilities and different things like that. And you're seeing a lot more of those unlocks on a more consistent basis that build your character into that progressive roguelike run in a very special way that's different from Isaac. But I feel like that adds to the appeal of that game to 90% of gamers who are out there. I don't know if you agree with me.
Yeah, I agree. I do. Plus, it's even got the like God mode that you can turn on. I don't know if you know about that, but they have God mode, so it's like when you die, it takes away 2% of overall damage that you can get on your next run, all the way up to 80% of damage reduced. So you can have up to minus 80% of damage reduced.
Very accessible for people who maybe don't enjoy the bullet hell aspect, but want to enjoy the game itself.
They want to like get all the story and everything else. Yeah.
Because it is a hard game. It is a hard game. Holy crap. Fighting Zagreus, for instance, is like one of the hardest experiences you can have in this game. So, like, it is a misery game. Have you beaten Zagreus in this game, by the way? I have not. He's so hard.
I have not beaten Zagreus, no.
Oh, man. Hades 2, though, a special experience that should be played. And if you haven't played Hades at all, start with Hades 1 so that way you can appreciate Hades 2 in full, but Hades 2 deserves to be on this list. And we're going to go to Chris again for yet another game. Chris, I know you love this game. A
yes,
lot.
I do.
So much so you used a veto when we were making this list to get it up as high as it went. Take it away,
yes,
my
indeed.
good sir.
Elite Beat Agents. Loved Elite Beat Agents. Love Elite Beat Agents. It's one of my favorite games. You know what? It's my favorite game of all time, Elite Beat Agents. It is not only my favorite game, but my favorite rhythm game ever.
Mm-hmm.
I just absolutely love it. I just if you were like you can only play one game from now until the end of time, Elite Beat Agents would be the game that I would want to play. It's so good. I love
The art style does go a really, really long way. I do love the art style and the cookie humor that's going on in here. What is Elite Beat Agents, Chris? How do you play it? What do you do in it? It's on the DS. It's on the DS. So
it is on the DS.
You're touching and tapping screens, but what are you doing in this game?
It's a rhythm game. You are basically male cheerleaders, and you are cheering on these people. There's like stories that goes along with the music, and you are helping them to cheer them on to help make sure they get the job done for whatever it is that they're doing. Whether it's like one of them is like trying to get a Christmas gift, another one's got to babysit, but also wants to go on a date. So it's like you got to like help them manage their system, their like situation, not system, but help them with that. And then what you do is with the music, it's like not only tapping but then sliding, and then there's some that you like spin around, and like the better you're doing, the better they're doing in there.
That's the Mona Lisa.
It's you. Yeah, it's you, the artist that drew Mona Lisa.
It's bonkers.
Yeah, it's great. And like the way that the music lines up with the beats, that like it's just like done so well. And I love Elite Beat Agents, and I wish they would make more of them. But yeah, Elite Beat Agents. If you've never played Elite Beat Agents and you have a Nintendo DS, I suggest you go play it.
Oh my goodness. It is one of those games that like when I look at that, like I'm like, okay, I totally see it. It has like the Yakuza styling of like mini games that you play in Yakuza, but it's the whole game. It's the zany, wacky, like whole Japanese like humor of it all. And I freaking love that. It looks awesome. Number 17, Elite Beat Agents. We go to number 16 on the list, and it is probably my personal favorite classic Zelda. And that is Majora's Mask on the Nintendo 64. One of the bleakest, I'll say it, scariest Zeldas of all time. Holy crap.
He said it.
I said it. It is the scariest Zelda of all time. Take that, Twilight Princess. Kick you in the teeth with the Happy Mask salesman. You play as Link, dude. Like you play as Link, and you're going around, you're getting masks, and you're trying to turn back time to save this village from getting absolutely obliterated by the scariest moon that you've ever seen in your life that is grinning down. But on top of all of that, the story is heartbreakingly sad to an extent. Whereas like all of the people in that town have just kind of come to accept their fate, and they're just going along with the monotony. And I can tell you this much. If the moon was staring me down, I don't know if I would continue building the things that I'm building, or working at the job that I'm working, or delivering the mail. Like it would be something that would fill me with dread, and I would likely not even care about continuing on in that world. But Majora's Mask is special. It is so, so, so special, and the effects of the mask are so cool. You get different ocarinas that you can use to kind of mess with time. Built in the same engine as Ocarina of Time. I had this game on the gold cartridge with a holographic label. I've told the story numerous times. I got this game by trading a wrestling game to my friend. Some friend I was. He got the worst end of the deal, I feel like, because this game is an all-time classic that deserves to be loved and looked at and studied, because it takes the puzzles of a regular Zelda and puts you on a time limit where you're rolling back time in unique ways and legitimately does something super special. I loved Majora's Mask. I loved my experience with that, and I cherish it and think about this one as my classic Zelda, my classic N64 Zelda all the time. But Chris, I'm going to let you kind of tell the people what your thoughts are on Majora's Mask.
Thank you. It's like one of like the games that I was like, I don't know about this game, but then almost like the roguelike elements of it with like the not quite, but you know, the time limit that you're facing. It kind of reminded me of like or like playing this and then later playing games like Dead Rising where there was like a time limit on that too. I was like, oh yeah, this is like Majora's Mask. But yeah, then all the different masks that you could wear. I love it when games let you wear different masks and then also like change the way you look, and then they give you like the different abilities and things that you could do with them. Yeah, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. I also had the gold cartridge. Remember I was like, man, I hope they never get rid of cartridges because I don't want them to ever not have a gold Zelda cartridge. But now they still have them, and we only get now I only get digital games. And I'll be like, you know what? I don't care what color cartridge.
And they're all red on the Switch 2 nowadays too. There's nothing special. Donkey Kong Bonanza, I argue to this day, should have came as a yellow cartridge. But you know, hey, what do I know? I'm not a Nintendo executive.
Star Fox better come with a Rumble pack.
There we go. There we go. More Rumbles, please. More Rumbles.
Yeah.
That is number 16, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. We go now to number 15, an all-time classic. Chris, take it away, my good sir.
Super Mario Galaxy 2. I'm out here roaming around the galaxy in Mario Galaxy 2. I love Mario Galaxy. Number 15 is Super Mario Galaxy 2. We got Yoshi in this one. We're hanging out with Yoshi, jumping around, using his tongue to just swing around. Oh, I just love like the I think we were talking about it last night, like even if, you know, flying from one island, one planet to another was actually a loading screen, just the way they handled it just looks so good. And like the physics of like jumping and like the different the gravity pulling you back down towards the planet. I love Mario Galaxy 2. I don't know. And what about you? What are your thoughts as someone that just went ahead and played through Mario Galaxy 1 again yesterday? Yeah,
on a whim and finished it in the stream. Mario Galaxy 2, I have more affinity for Mario Galaxy 1. To be completely honest, like personal preference, I like Mario Galaxy 1 more, but mainly the only reason that I say that is because they reset the timeline with the end of Mario Galaxy 1. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't played that 20-year-old game at this point, but I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil it. And it felt like everything I did in Mario Galaxy 1 wasn't as important because we had Galaxy 2 that came out. But what I can say about this game that I think most people will agree is that this is a more refined experience than Mario Galaxy 1 was. Now, gone is the regular, Comet Observatory lobby that we got, but in its place, we got a Mario head spaceship that travels around on an actual, like, traditional Mario overworld.
Yeah.
And it's unique in that aspect of what they changed. You get Lubba, who's probably the most chill guy to ever represent as a Luma in a Mario game. And he's kind of that captain of this starship to help you navigate the woes and perils of space. But on top of that, you mentioned Yoshi as a partner that comes in here who kind of functions like an extra power-up. You also end up getting a couple of new power-ups like the Cloud power-up, allowing you to spawn extra platforms in the air. You get the drill that lets you drill down through the ground and kind of go through the planet cores and end up on the other side of planets. And it's just all the same, like gravity hopping, amazing platforming tech demo experience that, you know, you've come to know and love from a Mario game. I like this game quite a lot. And I mean, there's a reason it's ranked up as high as it is on our list at number 15. And we had the choice to either do Mario Galaxy 1 or Mario Galaxy 2. And I recognize when I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, but I still will say to this day, I prefer Mario Galaxy 1. But I recognize when Mario Galaxy 2 does something amazing and iterates on the franchise and does something special, it deserves to come up to the place that it is at and be where it's at. Mario Galaxy 2, amazing soundtrack, amazing visuals, holds up incredibly well. And the version that we had playing on the screen there is the Switch remake that they just came out with just a couple of months ago, and it's stellar. It looks so good, and the soundtrack again holds up exceedingly well. So Mario Galaxy on the Nintendo Switch, Mario Galaxy 2 on the Nintendo Switch, coming in hot at number 15. We got a number 14, a personal favorite of mine. This was one of the first games that I streamed ever. Right after Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap, Splatoon 3 was coming out, and I was so hyped, so stoked for Splatoon 3. I did a whole all-day stream of it, joining up with as many people that would come and join me on my very infantile, brand new stream on Twitch. And my God, this game is so good. The soundtrack is great. The weapon variety is great. The storyline is also so great. The overworld that you're running around in is so stylish and just like very much dripping with its own sense of fashion. You've got platforming levels along with like actual gun combat. You've got motion controls if you choose to use them, which I'm bad at those, so I choose not to use them. You've got this fry guy that you can customize and style to go along with you on the storyline. But where this game really shines is with its community and everything that they did in that community. From the regular battles all the way to the Splatfests are so amazing. You've got Turf War Battles, which is a card game. You've got this fashion collection that you can continue to grow that upgrades and gives you better benefits with the better fashion that you've got. They even had a couple of DLCs that came out that allowed you to teleport to old lobbies like Inkopolis Square. And then on top of all of that, the biggest piece of DLC that came to this game, the World of Color. I forget what the actual name of that DLC was, but it was essentially a story roguelike that came out that gave some extra storyline based on what happened to Pearl and Marina from the second game. Yes, Side Order. Thank you. I call it the World of Color because there is no color and you're right. Splashing color everywhere. But this game is so special and very different from any Nintendo game that I think I'd ever seen up to the point when Splatoon came out. And the franchise did nothing but iterate and do something greater over the previous one. Splatoon 3 is a must-play experience for anybody who owns a Nintendo Switch or a Nintendo Switch 2. And they've done nothing but continue to support this game. I mean, there was a Splatfest this past weekend where it was friends, family, or solo. Who do you spend the holidays with? They're continuing to support this game. And it's been out for like 4 years and had an update to upgrade its resolution and its frame rate. They've done so many amazing, awesome things with this franchise, and I cannot shout its praises enough. And the music, it's top tier. It's so good. Chris, I know you love Splatoon. I'm not going to take too much time. I'm handing it over to you.
I love Splatoon. Even without the DLC, I feel like one thing, like, because Splatoon has the multiplayer, and we're just out here playing the multiplayer together, getting games going, even just going by myself, like leveling it up. We got the Splatfests with, you know, whether it's no matter what it is. we got the different Pokemon with the Splatfest and the multiplayer. But one thing that I feel like some people just don't give Splatoon enough credit for is the single player. The single player of all three Splatoons are just so good, and they are just so enjoyable to play. And then some of the best boss fights in town, like they do it like nobody else, and I like love what they do with that, with the bosses and the single player. And then they even have like the what's the other mode that we play where you go around? It's like tower defense, basically.
Yeah, you gotta do Salmon Run. Salmon Run is so good.
Yes.
It's also kind of a little bit of a roguelike, but you don't get choice on your weapons, and it kind of shows you into it, and you've got a quota to meet. And I love Salmon Run also. Salmon Run, I didn't like it so much in Splatoon 2. Splatoon 3, I really loved it. They refined that as well and made it a much more enjoyable experience.
Yeah, it was so good. I loved it. But yeah, Splatoon, multiplayer, single player, love everything about Splatoon. And then Splatoon 3 is my favorite of the bunch. Looking forward to potentially Splatoon 4 in our future, and also Splatoon Raiders.
It is an amazing game. It's a better game, but I do have a favorite idol group out of the entire series. Who's your favorite though? Before I reveal mine.
Well, you know what? I'm going with the original.
You're going with the Squid Sisters, Callie and Marie.
Squid Sisters, yeah. Callie and Marie.
See, I'm a big fan of Pearl and Marina, and I was so glad when the DLC did the Pearl and Marina storyline. I love Pearl and Marina. Shiver Fry and Big Man, they're fine, like whatever. Yeah. Deep Cut is fine, but
probably my least favorite.
I like Off the Hook. I like Off the Hook quite a lot. So, oh man, that is Splatoon 3 coming in at number 14 on our list. Chris, take it away for number 13, my good sir.
I'd rather not. You're going to do 13.
That'll work. I can handle it. We got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, baby, coming in at number 13 on our list. We know Chris is a constant Mario Kart hater, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the de facto Mario Kart experience for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. I know we just had Mario Kart World, and I'm saying its praises, and I love Mario Kart World, but what Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did so well was continue to get support for a decade and added so much. Did the racing experience get a little stale every now and again? Yes, of course it did, because you're just racing karts against each other on the same courses for 10 years. But when they started doing the Booster Course Pass and really throwing out extra experiences out there, if you had Nintendo Switch Online at no extra cost to you, if you chose to purchase the Booster Course Pass for an extra $25, you got an entire new game worth of courses and then some. It is a special experience that needs to be shouted out and shouted out effectively. I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe perfected the racing experience in terms of what a Mario Kart racer felt like. And they had to do something different when Mario Kart World came out. So they experimented around with, jumping in your kart, and free roam and exploratory action. But this game, at its heart, is one of the best ways to play a Mario Kart, because it is a refined experience that is tight and controls well and looks good while doing it. They did a lot more to the battle system that was in this game than what it did with its original release on the Wii U, and it was stellar what they did to change that out, giving us actual arenas to go and do battle in, bringing in Shine Thief, the Cops and Robbers mode, the coin stacking mode where you're trying to collect as many coins as possible, traditional balloon battle. It is special, and I love this game. It is iconic, and it is the one that I think probably, if you ask anybody who has a Nintendo Switch, it is the one game that nearly everybody will tell you, yes, I have that. It is the most approachable game for most people because you can put a controller in even your grandparents' hands and say, hey, you want to play some Mario Kart? And even if they protest, if they go ahead and just give it a shot, they're going to enjoy it, and it's going to be something that they're going to be just as good at as you in most cases because it is as approachable as it is. I love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I recommend it. You should experience it. Chris, do you have anything positive to say about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before I pull us away from here?
Yeah, I like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I like the gimmick of the game with like the anti-gravity levels and how they kind of like mixed up some of the old classic levels and then made those with them as well. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean, I liked going through and driving, and like the more coins you got would like slowly start to unlock different parts and things like that. I like that. I like the multiplayer, playing with friends, the some of the battle modes I enjoyed as well. Yeah, I really like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and I think it's my favorite Mario Kart game I've played.
It's so good. So good. We'll go to number 12. I'm going to throw it over to you, Chris. Go ahead. Tell the people about number 12 then.
Yeah, I will. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Super Smash Brothers. So good. I love all of the characters that are in this game. There's so many characters. Even the characters I'm no good with. I love like the details that were put into each and every single character. And like from like even like Steve and Alex, those
From
characters
Minecraft.
from Minecraft that even the little that I have played of Minecraft, you can tell that they were like made to feel like they were like ripped out of their game and put into Smash Brothers. And the same thing with the hero from Dragon Quest and the different moves that you can do that are ripped right out of Dragon Quest. I just love Smash Brothers. I love playing with different people. I love playing it with my kids, and my older son Dash, he loves Smash Brothers, and he actually got into some video games, some Nintendo games like Fire Emblem and things. He wanted to play those games based on characters that he learned about in Smash Brothers. So it's just so good. I love it. What about you?
I love Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm going to tell you a little story. My first experience with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I played a lot of Smash Bros. Melee in college and did a lot of tournaments and got really, really good at it and loved Super Smash Bros. Melee. And at the time, when Ultimate was getting ready to come out, it hadn't came out yet, I was at a GameStop managers conference. I went there, and it was my first ever managers conference, the first year that I was a store manager. And there was a experience that you could go to learn about all of the upcoming Nintendo games that were getting ready to come out. And one of the games that they were going to tell us about was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They gave people an opportunity to compete in a tournament. Did not know that it was going to be for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I volunteered for it, and they allowed me to compete in it. And I ended up taking home first place in that tournament. Was super proud of it. I have a medal. Can't see it right now, but I have a medal on my shelf from winning that tournament. And it was so cool. It was so cool getting hands-on with Super Smash Bros., a game series that I've loved to death since its inception. Getting to have a first-hand experience, feeling like one of the first people outside of Nintendo to actually touch that game, and getting to experience it in a live on-stage setting, competing against other people who genuinely love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as well. And it looked so good. It controlled so well. It was a worthy successor to the Wii U version of this game. And had an amazing, amazing launch and was so successful. But beyond that, this game defined Nintendo Directs for the entirety of the time that they were launching new characters. Everyone tuned in to a Nintendo Direct to see what the new character was going to be. I've got flashing lights going on my face because this video is playing in the background. Everyone was tuning in to find out who was going to be the new character. When they did the fake out for King K. Rool coming, when they did the reveal that Joker from Persona was coming, when they did the reveal that we were getting all of these individual fan favorite characters coming and being a part of the Smash Bros. Universe, all the way to Sora, which was the iconic one that most people definitely wanted to see based on a poll that had happened. This game defined a generation of Nintendo. And it was the thing I looked forward to the most when it was getting ready to come out because of my experience at it. I love this game. The fighting in it is so good. The soundtrack in it is special. Sakurai poured blood, sweat, and tears into this game. The man I thought was going to die making it. But it is so special, and it needs to be experienced. If you're not a fan of fighting games, don't worry. This is a party game that is a platform brawler. It's not really a fighting game. You should experience it. World of Light is good. All the different modes are good. But I've sang its praises enough. I love this game. And that's why it's at number 12 on our list. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Exactly. So good. Love it.
We're going to go to number 11, and then we're going to take a break. Okay? We're going to go to number 11, and then we're going to take a break. And Keyword Xavier in the live chat, World of Light is a good campaign, but of the best Smash campaign, not the best Smash campaign, he follows to say. He's right. Subspace Emissary kicks its butt all the time. But we go to number 11. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, baby. It had to be on the list somewhere. There was no way we could ignore the importance of this game. And Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a special time capsule of N64 heritage that is cherished by many. And Ocarina of Time is one of those Zeldas that I think for many people is one of the most unforgettable Zelda experiences that they will ever have. It was the first time we took Link into 3D. It was the first time that we ever did anything special with an ocarina, taking us back in time to change our bodies from adult to child and child to adult. It was the first time that we really got to see these characters alive. And it's so special. I love Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I recognize its importance in the pantheon of Nintendo games, and it is deserving of number 11. And in many cases, I think other people would say it should be higher, but we say it's number 11. Chris, take it away. What's your opinion on Ocarina of Time, my good sir?
I agree. I love the going back and forth between the two different the different times, and then on top of that, just I remember the first time getting on the horse and riding and just walking out into the open field and being oh my god, I can go anywhere. That, just the thought of it. And then on top of that, the graphics, the way the towns looked, and just the lighting, and being man, I'm rolling around in this, breaking these 3D pots. When this came out, I was golly, please just okay, never mind.
Please.
I thought I saw some crazy name pop up on the screen.
Oh, you were waiting. No, this is long play archive. They're not gonna put anything bad on there. So
I thought it said their name was Hitler.
Oh God, no! Holy crap!
Is that
I hope
they
not.
named their character.
No,
that's what I read.
Listen,
right.
I will say about Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time is kind of like a final note here for me. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time He's back, says Netist in the live chat. I mean, some people might think so. But Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was the first time I felt a like connected depth to Link. Because like prior to this, all we ever had was 2D Zeldas. Top-down 2D Zeldas, side-scrolling 2D Zeldas. And to see the expressions on the faces and the personality behind that wasn't just a 8-bit sprite, 16-bit sprite, was something special. And I wish I could bottle that experience up and just experience it all over again every time I want to. Unfortunately, I can't. But this game is so special. It's so freaking special. That is number 11. Before we go into our final top 10 games, we are going to go to a quick break. Nobody go anywhere. Everybody get a quick stretch in, and we'll see you in about 4 minutes. One. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Meet the ultimate challenge. Fight Mike Tyson. It's a right jab, a left hook, an uppercut. It's Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, where you'll get the chance to compete against boxers from around the globe. Punch your way through 13 bouts in the minor, major, and world circuits against tough contenders like Piston Honda, Glass Joe, Super Macho Man, and many, many more. Defeat all your opponents and meet the ultimate challenge against the world heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson, in the greatest fight of all. Chris, take it away. What's number 10?
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
No way.
Yeah, believe it or not, it is. Shout out to it. I'll tell you what, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Little Mac going in, taking out Glass Joe, getting everybody that is in his way out of his way and winning. That's Punch-Out for you. I love a good, it's so good. I just love, I mean, you know, some people could say Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is a puzzle game because you got to solve the puzzle of each fighter, you know?
Some people would say that. They're wrong, but some people might say that. It is a fighting game in and of itself in such a serious, huge way. But I'm with you on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out being our number 10, top 10 game on the top 101 games list. I freaking love Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. And it was my first experience with like a fighting game ever. Like we didn't really have fighting games in quite the same sense way back in the day. Like we ended up getting some that were more along the lines of a Mortal Kombat kind of experience, but this was my first experience with it, and it was tough as nails. Learning the patterns. This was like a Souls game before Souls games became in vogue. Like it was one of those things where like, yeah, you had your tutorial fight with Glass Joe at the beginning and it went down super easy, but then you end up getting up in the upper echelon of some of these fighters with, you know, Hippo, and who was the one that who did the teleporting around the ring? I cannot remember his name.
Yeah,
I hated that one. He was like the Italian one, or the flamenco,
tiger, right?
Flamenco guy. Or was that Tiger? Was that the Tiger? I don't remember. I don't remember. But what I do remember in terms of my experience with this is that it was a special experience that I don't think I've had since the original game
great
came out.
Tiger. And he had the little diamond on top of his...
Oh, yeah. Yep, yeah. You're right. But love this game. Love the experience of it. Loved playing it. The pixel art in it is super gorgeous. They had really, really good tells on what the fighter was getting ready to do. Mm-hmm. And it was something that was like, I cannot put into words, but the best thing that I can say was just satisfying to actually take down each and every one of these boss fights in this game that you were going up against. Each one of these bouts from minor circuit to major circuit all the way up to Mike Tyson. And look, controversial opinion maybe, I don't know, but Mike Tyson's Punch-Out is the one to play. Like let's just get that out of the way. Do not play Mr. Dream. Mr. Dream is not the one to play. It's not the iconic one. I love Mike Tyson's Punch-Out and what they did in this game. Ultimately, they're the same thing. A little bit of a swapped color palette here and there, but Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, iconic and special. One of the few games that I still have for my NES that is complete in box. But I love Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
So good.
It is so freaking good. By the way, I'm the champion. I told you guys I had a medal from when I entered into that Smash Bros competition. I wanted to get it out and show it off. 2018 winner, baby. 2018 winner. So I'm going to wear this the rest of the episode. Oh, man. But we go to number 9 on the list. Number 9. And it is a special one. One that like I had completed as a youngster, but didn't remember hardly any of, and then within this past year replayed and fell in love with it all over again. And that's a little ditty known as Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. I cannot explain my love of Earthbound in quite the words that I really want to explain it in. But I'm going to do my best here, Chris. This game takes the traditional turn-based JRPG style experience and turns it on its head in a way that subverts your expectations in one of the most charming ways that I think that I have ever experienced. And we've had games like Undertale and Deltarune on this list that kind of subvert those turn-based expectations. This is the originator of that. This is the original version of those games, and what inspired many of these creators of games like Off, games like Omori, games like Undertale, to do what they do. A super charming cast of characters, a very amazing slice of life Americana-inspired storyline, throws me back to the 90s. There's a guy named Zach Gorman who did a lot of like video game inspired artwork and comics and motion comics. And he had a line of Earthbound comics that he released like right around 2010, 2011. And I was enamored with the artwork, but more so about how he captured what it was like growing up in the 90s. And the level of nostalgia that I get when I play this game is something that is infatuating. I loved this game. I loved my experience with this. I was thankful to have re-experienced it again this many years later, almost like a first playthrough all over again. And it made me feel a certain type of way leaving it that I thought to myself, this is a special experience that I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to replicate ever again, unless I just happen to forget my playthrough in another 20, 30 years and then go back to play it again. But I love Earthbound. I love the way this game plays. I love the storyline. I love the music. I love the pixel art. I love the cast of characters. And I love this game. And it is special. But Chris, I'm going to throw it over to you, my good sir, to kind of give me your take on Earthbound.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, I mean, everything you said is true. And on top of that, this is another one of those where I love the way it looks in terms of like the color palette and just the character design, and then the wacky like enemies that you run into, and just the whole story of it all, like going through calling your dad for tips and saving the game. And yeah, it's just so good. I love Earthbound.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those games where it's like, oh, I could definitely go get back in and play. Like, one game I constantly think about and want to play is Mother 3. Like the
yeah, come on, Nintendo. What are you doing? Why is Mother 3
I just want
the
them to
sequel to
translate
Earthbound
it.
coming back?
Yeah, just bring it to us, please, for the love of can be, please. But yeah, Earthbound, so good. Love everything about it. Yeah, I'm glad to see it's not only on our list, but so high on our list, you know?
Yep. It is
For
a
sure.
special experience that needs to be looked at by anyone who's a lover of JRPGs. And there's something in there that I think will hit you, especially if you grew up in our day and age in the 90s. It'll hit you in the feels and give you that nostalgia that you're really looking for in a different way than I think a lot of games do today. That's number 9.
Sure.
Man, what a sentimental game, too. What a sentimental game. We go to number 8 on the list, and Chris, this one's yours. I'm going to tee you up, my friend.
Thank you. Super Mario World. Now, this was, introducing us to not only the Super Nintendo, but also Yoshi, and just the 16-bit graphics. they were never going to get better than the 16-bit graphics, and some would say it never did. But Super Mario World, I absolutely love this game. Love the way it looks. Loved the way it feels to control not only Mario, but then Yoshi as well when you're riding on him. It was just, they handled it so well. And I was like, how are they going to continue to make it iterate and make it better than the last one? And I feel like they did a great job with it being like a launch title for the Super Nintendo. And yeah, I loved Super Mario World. How about you?
I adore Super Mario World in a very serious way. Super Mario World, I remember taking the instruction manual from this game to school every day and just reading through it, looking forward to the moment I get to go back home and sit down and play more of it. I would draw the maps, I would draw the characters, I would draw all the enemies and mimicking the art style that was here. I love the variety of levels that are here. I love the expansive world and expansive nature of this Mario game. I love what they did with Mario and Yoshi and Luigi and how they controlled. It was so smooth. One of the best controlling Marios of all time, for sure, 100%. And the thing that always sticks out to me in this game is the way they characterized Bowser in this. Having him in the clown car and really kind of solidifying what an actual Bowser fight is going to look like for the next, 35 years, 40 years. Mario in this specific iteration is iconic and it is classic, and it is the Mario on the Super Nintendo, even though we got Super Mario All-Stars, which had every single Mario that ever came out. And then later on, Super Mario World got added to that All-Stars collection when you bought it with a console. This was the one that I probably had the most playtime in, and loved very, very much on the Super Nintendo. But Super Mario World, special, a classic. There's not a whole lot that I can say about this one that hasn't already been said and already been explained why this game is as good as it is. But there's a reason it's up there for us at number 8 on our list. I'm afraid that's going to upset some people. I'm going to be honest. I hope that doesn't upset too many people. Having it at number 8. Yeah. Oh man. We go from Super Mario World to another game that is also super on the console, Super Nintendo, and that is a game known as, get ready for it, Super Metroid. Super Metroid, the definitive Metroid game for many, many, many people. I love Super Metroid with all my heart. I love seeing speedruns of Super Metroid. I love seeing how people break this game in special ways. I love seeing the environments. I love seeing the power-ups. I love seeing the way that people learn to platform. I loved that what they did in this game, coming from Metroid 1 and Metroid 2 into Super Metroid and changing it in a way that made this probably one of the better, more approachable Metroids in the series, with the quality of life improvements of the map, with the way that the music was, with the way that everything controlled, being able to use the shoulder buttons to angle up, angle down, and be able to run if you needed to in this game. It's something special. I loved being able to go around and try to deal with the golden statue creatures. Ridley's fight in this game is crazy cool. And the way they initially set this up, where you are going into this spaceship and you're trying to find out what's going on in here as it's getting ready to be taken down, and you see Ridley, and he's there and terrifying and huge. It is so good. Aesthetically, musically, gameplay-wise, the best Metroid that has ever came out, period. And that is why it is on this list at number 7 for us. Chris, how do you feel about Metroid? Super Metroid specifically?
Yeah, I agree. Best one, playing it, feel the way it feels. and then also just running through the like the world felt like it was alive, you know. I I think I'm trying to think of all the like I think even more than the 3D one, like the first person ones, Super Metroid is my favorite. And I mean, there's a reason they call them Metroidvanias, and I believe it, mainly thanks to Super Metroid being so popular and being like, oh, we should make our Castlevanias more like this. But
absolutely.
Yeah, loved it. Super Metroid for sure.
Real good, real freaking good. We love some Super Metroid up and around here. I'm letting this initial Ridley fight cutscene play. It is amazing, and it really sets it up for what the rest of the game is going to be like. Look at the evil eye coming out of the shadows and behind, and then you've got Ridley there gripping the baby Metroid. Oh man, so good, so good, so good. We get into number 6. Christopher, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 3 also, well, Final Fantasy 6, but it's our Final Fantasy 3. And then just the way, like the battle system and the story, like especially back on the Super NES when this game came out, like you weren't getting stories like this on the Super NES at the time. And just not only back then, but then going back and playing it now, it's just as good playing and living through that story. And the battle system is so good, and I just loved all the characters. On top of that, like the enemies that you're fighting, and just the train fight.
Suplex that ghost train, baby. Suplex it.
Yeah, I loved it. Did you play through 3 a lot, or did you play? I know you'll watch it a lot when the Awesome Games Done Quick do runs of it, but did you actually play through it a lot too?
I did. Growing up, like this was like my introduction to Final Fantasy. In a good way. I'm glad I got this one and not some of the others that came later in the franchise. But Final Fantasy VI was super special. I love playing through this game. I love suplexing that ghost train. I love the cast of characters. I love the Magitech armor. I love doing the fights and figuring out, okay, well, when are my interruption phases? This was my favorite Final Fantasy for a long time until I played 8. And maybe that's a controversial opinion too on PlayStation, but we're not PlayStation Rewind, we're Nintendo Rewind, so I can have my opinions over there. But Final Fantasy VI, aka Final Fantasy 3 in the West, was the iconic storyline JRPG that kind of set up what our expectations were going to be for the rest of our lives for what a turn-based JRPG was going to be like. And have they iterated? Absolutely. Have they changed? 100%. But for the longest time, like Final Fantasy 3, Final Fantasy 6 was the game that so many JRPGs tried to be like. And there's a reason. That's because it's great. It's so good. It's so good. The story is complex. It is deep. It is satisfying. The gameplay loop is awesome. The leveling up is really, really fun. Being able to see the different cast of characters that you're getting, the soundtrack, the pixel art, the way that the environments looked and moved, and the sprite artwork that was done here is something so special that I don't think's been really replicated in like a good way. And what's crazy is this was the last one before we got the iconic Final Fantasy VII. And when you look at those two games side by side, they feel like worlds apart, but they're really not. The DNA from Final Fantasy VI heavily inspires what goes on in Final Fantasy VII in a good way, in an appropriate way. And I love Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy 3 in the West. I don't know how to say it better than that. Final Fantasy 3 for the Super Nintendo. Number 6 on our list. That is super awesome. We then go into number 5 on our list. And it's another classic. Obviously, we're getting into the top tier. You're going to see some familiar names, most likely, things that you've definitely expected to be on here. That's Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, baby. An iconic 2D top-down Zelda. If you've been looking for an experience from Zelda to experience, I hate that I used that word twice in the same sentence, but if you're looking for that kind of experience, a 2D top-down Zelda, this is the one to jump into. It's available on Nintendo Switch Online, on the Super Nintendo Classics. You can play it yourself today and go experience the classic that defined what 2D Zeldas were going to be like too. We had Legend of Zelda, and then we had Legend of Zelda 2, but nothing really matched up to Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past prior to its release. And I love this game for what it shows, what it does, how it plays. Its pixel art, its soundtrack, its dungeons are so satisfying to dive into and to be able to play. And this set the stage again for what Zelda 2D top-down Zeldas were going to be like for the rest of its days. This is the blueprint for Zelda. And it is recognized, it is celebrated, it is revered as the classic Zelda. But Chris, how do you feel about Zelda: A Link to the Past being number 5 on our list of top 101 Nintendo games?
I feel good about it. I think it's my favorite 2D.
Even over A Link Between Worlds?
Yeah. Even over that.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, I feel like that one was the first one that made me be like, oh, this could give A Link to the Past a run for its money. But even just right off the rip, like the intro where it's raining and you're just kind of going through and trying to find, is it your uncle?
Yes. The blacksmith.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The blacksmith, yeah. And you're going in looking for him in the rain. And then
growing up, I thought he was the dad because I didn't read well enough. Yeah. I just was like, I'm just going to go with it. I'm looking for my dad.
Right. Close enough. But yeah, yeah, I loved it. And then playing through, let's see, how many times do you think you played through it?
Over my lifetime?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like, not a whole lot, I'm going to be honest. A lot less than I probably should have. I would lean more toward probably like around 6 times. But I've restarted it so many times where I've been like, oh, I have the itch to play this, and then something else has dragged me away. But I've restarted it way more times. But I'd say a complete playthrough maybe 6 times in my lifetime.
Yeah, that sounds about right. 6, probably between 6 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
I like to go through. I would like to go through and like get all the hearts too.
Yes.
How do you feel about Pink Hair Link?
I like Pink Hair Link. I think Pink Hair Link should have stayed. He's our scene queen, like it makes sense. But Pink Hair Link is iconic. I like the choices that they made with the pixel art in this game. Like it looks good. It holds up still yet to this day. Speaking of Pink Haired Link, there he is running across the screen now. But it holds up to this day. Absolutely beautiful game. Stellar work on creating a long-lasting storyline that would never be forgotten, and it would be as revered as it is, and creating engaging dungeons that honestly, like, these are some of the least frustrating dungeons that I think I've ever experienced in a Zelda game, and that's a good thing. I love this game, and it's iconic. It holds up extremely well. Aha! It is the Book of Momodora. So, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past coming in at number 5. We're gonna be going to number 4 on our list. Chris, I introed Link to the Past. You're getting my favorite game of all time. Just to let you know. I'm going to throw it over to you, my good sir, to intro this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Punch
It
you in
is
your face. You better say nice things.
Super Mario Brothers 3. It turns out this is our favorite 2D Mario Brothers. Some would say favorite, definitely on the NES and Super NES and Game Boy. I guess you could say any system.
You really could, because it's appeared so many different times, all the way up to the Wii when we got the 3D All-Stars, or not 3D All-Stars, my apologies, All-Stars like special edition remake for the 25th anniversary. The only console I don't think it really appeared on that you could play it on in terms of a home console, I think is N64. I don't know if it ever appeared on there. Unless it was in Animal Forest. Who friggin' knows?
Yeah. I don't know if it was. I'm trying to think. I don't remember. But yeah, it is so good. The curtain call, just the power ups, the way it looks. I think, it took them 3 times, but they really got it down pat.
If you count it, it took 4 times technically. They put out Lost Levels prior to that in Japan only. No, Super Mario Bros. 3 is my own personal favorite game of all time. This is my video game comfort food. I revisit this game every year, multiple times throughout the year, and I freaking love this game with everything in my heart. We put on the NES version, but really any of them really hold up significantly well, even to this day. Super Mario Bros. 3 was so revolutionary at the time, and it's still revolutionary in my mind. It's one of the most vast, largest experiences that you can get in a Mario game that does something unique in each world and has its own gimmick. The Tanuki Flight power-up is so iconic. It's one of those power-ups that never will get forgotten. It's shown up in so many other games post this one. But this game was expansive. And when you jump into this coming from Super Mario Bros. 1 or even Super Mario Bros. 2 USA, which was how I ended up experiencing it, it is one of those things where you are awestruck with this. I think Keyword Xavier in the live chat here says it best is, coming home from school and seeing his little bro play this was a magical moment of his childhood. And I would agree. My father worked at a thrift store for a short time while I was in school, and they had an NES at the thrift store and an old tube TV. And it wasn't selling because the guy was trying to charge way too much for it. But he also had a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3. And for the entire year, I would get off the school bus at that thrift store and wait for my dad to get off work, and I would fully occupy myself with Super Mario Bros. 3, causing zero trouble for anybody. I would sit there and play Super Mario Bros. 3, and maybe that's why people weren't buying the TV, because they saw this child who was gleefully playing with the most maniacal smile on his face Super Mario Bros. 3 every day of his life. But Super Mario Bros. 3 is so freaking special. The ending music credits nearly makes me want to cry every time I play through it. I adore this game. I adore this Mario game. My favorite 2D Mario of all time, my favorite video game of all time, Super Mario Bros. 3. I cannot sing this game's praises enough. There is so much to say and so little time to say it, so I'm just going to throw it back to you, Chris. Do you have anything extra that you would like to add before we move on to the illustrious top 3 on our list here?
Yeah. Just all of the power-ups in this game were just so good. And I love the frog suit, all of them. Just you going through and flying in the game.
Yep.
Loved it. Oh, so good. Yeah.
I would agree.
Definitely love Super Mario Brothers 3.
That's the thing that I think makes this game stand out so well too, is the level of variety there. Like, you bring up a good point with the amount of power-ups, and I mean, there are a lot of power-ups. The Hammer Bros suit, the frog suit, the Tanuki suit, the mushroom, the fire flower, the P-wing, the music box to make the Hammer Bros stop moving across the map, the anchor to put the ship if you fail the castle to stop it from floating away. the warp whistles, which again made this game extremely trivial. Like you run through it in like 15 minutes if you're real good at it. Like there's a lot of variety there, not only in power-ups, but in areas like the ice physics, the desert land, the original mushroom kingdom, like that's in there. Like it is, my gosh, so good. Yeah, the hammer for the rock secrets. Thank you, Keyword Savior. Big note from Sakura in the live chat, but big yes from me on the stream. This is our number 4 game of all time and my own personal number 1 video game of all time. It's the one game I revisit at any time I'm like, I don't know what to play. I play Super Mario Bros. 3. Every time.
Yeah.
Love this game.
So good.
Love this game.
Oh, love it.
All right. We go into number 3 here. This might be the best 3D version of this franchise ever.
Someone say.
In the skies above Peach's castle. There's a big battle going down between a person who kidnaps a person and then decides he's going to try to marry him, and it forces all the denizens of this natural earth to try to support his wedding ideas, and decides to go to the moon to marry this woman against her will. It's Super Mario Odyssey at number 3. This game came out at such a amazing time for me. My son had been freshly born. My oldest son. I was a brand new dad, but getting to have a Mario experience within the first year of the Nintendo Switch that set the bar so high for whatever 3D Mario was going to come after it. They didn't make one for 8 years. Like this is the 3D Mario to play. The controls are snappy. The music is so good. The storyline that they set up is amazing. The cinematics are special. All of the variety of the levels is so amazing. The ability to capture enemies with Cappy and become them and have their powers is so good. I love this game. It is the one Mario that's not Super Mario Bros. 3 that I look forward to playing every year because I revisit it in March. It's so special. It's so good. And I give this game such high marks because of its creativity, because of the way that Mario controls and how he feels. I genuinely adore this game. But Chris, tell me your feelings on Super Mario Odyssey. How do you feel about it at number 3 here on our list?
Yeah, I love Super Mario Odyssey. I love the power-ups. I love Cappy. I love running around as, just throwing the hat, becoming T-Rex. Just everything about this game, the levels, the level design, the worlds, and all the different things that they thought to do with the power-ups, and then finally the final half hour of the game. Just so good. It's incredible. Loved it. What about you? Would you say this is your favorite 3D Mario?
Every day, I would say this is my favorite 3D Mario. Every day. Needless to say, we've still got a number 2 and a number 1 on the list, but just to give you a little bit of spoilers here, there are no other Mario games above this. There are no other Mario games above this one. And this is my favorite 3D Mario. I would probably argue that this Mario may be my number 2 Mario, right behind Super Mario Bros. 3 being my number 1 Mario. And then, if I was gonna assign a number 3 here, I'd have to throw it to Super Mario 3D World personally. I love original Super Mario World, but Super Mario 3D World is just a ton of fun to play too. So, but no, Super Mario Odyssey, iconic. I love all of the throwbacks and the reverence it gives to the franchise and to the series. There's so many little nods to every single game in this franchise. So much so that you've got an entire Super Mario 64 kingdom that you can go to and be in the castle and exist in, and then get a costume to look like Polygon Mario. Like Super Mario Odyssey, the best 3D Mario, the best Mario on this list. 100% should be experienced by everyone. If you have a Nintendo Switch, this is the one to get. This is the one to jump into. My children love it. I love it. Nearly anyone I've ever talked to that's tried this game out has loved it. Keyword Savior in the live chat says 99 out of 100 game. It's right up there with Donkey Kong Bonanza for me. Like, it's really good. It's really good. A 99 out of 100 game. Absolutely. Every single one of these games has been 99 out of 100 after Donkey Kong Bonanza for me. So
yeah, this is man. So good. It is the first game my youngest son beat on his own. Mm-hmm. Thanks to like the assist mode that they had, and like how it would just kept taking him to another star and then or moon, and then he just kept going, and eventually he beat the game all. He was very excited about it. But yeah, it's so good. Love it.
Absolutely. Well, it's the moment you guys have been kind of waiting for. We're going to find out what our number 2 and number 1 games are out of the top 101 games. If you've been on this journey with us for the last 4 weeks, thank you. I applaud your perseverance. In some ways, I feel like we need to talk about these in the same breath. And I don't know if you feel that way. Do you want to take it away and talk about what number 2 and number 1 is at the same time?
Sure. Okay, so here we go. Number 2.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah, drum roll, please. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. And then number 1, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. My goodness, nobody saw this coming.
Nobody. Who could have ever seen it coming? No one knew this.
Who could have seen this coming? Yeah, I just two of my favorite games of all time that I've ever played. I love Breath of the Wild. I feel like Tears of the Kingdom does more. I feel like we were talking and we were kind of like going back and forth about where we stand on Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. But then, I mean, as you can see, we both agreed Tears of the Kingdom is the better game.
Yep.
On our list here.
I would 100% agree. It was one of those things that was a very big point of contention because, like, Breath of the Wild, as you guys are seeing here on the screen, is the blueprint. It is what I think is going to help. I mean, it has already done that. It defined what open world RPGs were going to be like for the last 8-9 years. So many games have taken inspiration from Breath of the Wild and its approach to how people play video games. But when I think about Tears of the Kingdom at number one, I think about the fact that it iterated on Breath of the Wild and created a atmosphere where all the things that you learned from Breath of the Wild are just improved and expanded upon. Having all of the different abilities to be able to go through the world in Tears of the Kingdom improved this game significantly, I feel. But Breath of the Wild in and of itself, like I said, is the blueprint for what was to come. And the mystery of the open world, going around and piecing together your memories, exploring this like gigantically vast Hyrule, if you can see it, you can go to it kind of experience, was something that was so unique. This game, specifically the one that you guys are seeing on the screen right now, Breath of the Wild at number 2, is a game that will forever be special to me because, as I mentioned, my son had just been born. He was born in January. March 3rd, the Switch came out. I only had the money to buy Snipper Clips, and I went home and I played Snipper Clips, and it was fine. It's not on our top 101 games of all time, but it was fine. And I knew I had made a mistake, so I waited until my next payday to be able to buy Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I remember sitting my son in my lap and having my Switch in my hands and playing it while the TV ran in the background playing, baby songs, and kind of keeping him nodded to sleep while he's laying in my lap, and me journeying through Hyrule and seeing what kind of innovation Nintendo had really done with this franchise. one of the most mind-blowing moments for me, there's two of them that I can think of. The first one is the very first dragon that I saw in the sky in this game. And I realized, wait, this world is way more vast than I thought it was, because I did not realize I could go up into the sky the way that I did. And then follow that up with the way that everything interacted felt so real. There was a moment in one of the divine beasts where I had dropped an item that was very necessary to open up a door. And it was in the camel divine beast. And I didn't have the electric ball, didn't want to reload my save, was afraid it was going to kick me back to the beginning of that divine beast and have to do everything all over again. I looked at my inventory, had tons of metal swords in my inventory, draped them along from an electrical pad all the way across to where I needed it to be, and it started it up. The electricity ran across all of the swords, and I went, oh my gosh, this game has so much complexity to it that I think being able to solve puzzles in your own way was so unique and so special and so necessary to the innovation of Zelda, and it defined generations of open world RPGs forever. And I love Zelda Breath of the Wild for what it did. What do you have to say on Breath of the Wild? And then we'll talk a little bit more about Tears of the Kingdom.
Breath of the Wild, yeah. When it came out at launch, just playing through it, like, just like everyone else, I'm sure, walking through and like getting that opening where you come out of the tomb that you're in and then pop out, and then you just see the world, and then it's like, okay, well, just go wherever you want. It just, I loved it. And then going through, just exploring the world, it's like one of those things where I like direction, and I like games that tell me where to go and what to do. But this one here, I was like, I kind of just like made up my own path and kind of went about wherever I wanted to go. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go over here. Okay, now I've done this. Now let me go check this out. And like wanting to actually explore the world as a whole. And like when I get to a new area and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't go over here because it's freezing. And then going through and getting hot peppers and making food so that I can go over there until I can get clothes that help me stay warm, and just using the food to do that instead. And just everything about it, just so good. I love Breath of the Wild.
The surprise of discovery is so important in that game, and in its sequel as well. But especially in that first game. And I'm with you. I think the intro sequence of coming out of the tomb and looking out over this vast Hyrule was a life-changing experience in such a big way that motif got used so many different times in so many other different franchises. Like they were like, here's what you can see and here's what you can do. Go do it. I freaking love Breath of the Wild, but our number one game of all time, Tears of the Kingdom, needs to be celebrated nearly as much. Tears of the Kingdom, a more recent release, but I would say is the better of the two. Again, you get all the baseline of what Breath of the Wild has taught you and the experiences and the world and the gameplay elements, and then they elevate that in a way that I think is important to recognize that Nintendo learned. And they applied what they learned to this game and gave us all of the tools. I mean, they talk a lot about the development of this game and how some of these things came to be, like being able to teleport up through the ground and being able to glue everything together, and about how those were development tools, but they became so fun to use that they no longer remain development tools, but actual features of the gameplay. And I think handing players the complete toolbox to solve puzzles the way that you need to solve them. And I'll tell you, I 100%ed this game. I did not 100% Breath of the Wild. I 100%ed this game. 90% of those puzzles I probably did not solve how Nintendo originally intended for me to solve them because of the toolbox that was given to me. but I felt like I had outsmarted the developers in a way that made me feel accomplished. And that sense of accomplishment after every single shrine, after the dungeons, after boss fights, after exploring the world, motivated me in a way to continue exploring and continue fighting that Breath of the Wild just did not. And it's not saying that Breath of the Wild is a bad game. It's our number 2 game in our top 101 games list. I just fully believe our controversial take that Tears of the Kingdom is the better game. I fully believe that we've made the right choice by saying Tears of the Kingdom is the one that people should play. But Chris, what's your take on Tears of the Kingdom, my good sir?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved being up in the sky, right? And then jumping down, going all the way down, heading past the ground, going into the underground, and realizing there's like a whole underground under there. And then in order to get around while I was down there, just finding random contraptions, like when my weapon was about to break, just add something to it to like give it some more stability and get it to make sure that I can keep going with the weapon and the layout that I have and that I want. And then also, like you said, like solving the puzzles in ways that a lot of times I would solve a puzzle and be like, I don't think that's the way I was supposed to do it, but I got it to work, but barely. And then like just getting it barely to work almost felt better than landing it flawlessly, like just where you hit it and a piece flies off your contraption, but still you have enough power to go the way that you were hoping to go. And then you get over there and you boom, complete the puzzle the way that you sort of had it in your head, but it wasn't quite exactly what you had in mind. But the fact that you were able to get it to work anyway and make it work with some random thing, like just pieces that you found on the ground and made it work. It was great.
I will say, like, seeing the return of Ganon in this game was something that was super special. And in Breath of the Wild, we didn't get a traditional Ganon. We got Calamity Ganon. It was just like a big old cloud monster. Like, it was imposing, but it wasn't quite to the level of seeing a grown man who was hot Ganon, essentially, coming at you. And then the crescendo of that fight being what it was, and I don't want to spoil it because this game is too recent. I love the crescendo of this game. This game does spoon feed you the story in a way that Breath of the Wild did not. And if anything, I feel like it made the impact of the climax of the story all that much more special for me, because I got to experience everything the way that the way that I wanted to. My one complaint with this story, is that every time you beat a dungeon and you get one of the spirits with you, you get the same story just with their voice acting every single time. So like it was a little frustrating to get that. But beyond that singular note in this 40, 50, 60 hour game, depending on how you play it, it is one of those things that I think builds to a crescendo that is loud and absolutely pompous and deserves to be respected. That's why it's our number one game on our list of 101 games of all time from Nintendo. And that completes everything from arcade all the way up to the modern era. You have something for everyone. If you have missed any of the episodes in this series, you can view all three of the past ones where we break down our top 101 games of all time and come back and revisit it here and see what we had to say. But quick rundown of our top 10. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out at number 10. Earthbound at number 9. Super Mario World at number 8. Super Metroid at number 7. Final Fantasy 6 at number 6, or Final Fantasy 3, as we got it in the West. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past at number 5. Super Mario Bros. 3 at number 4. Super Mario Odyssey at number 3. And at number 2, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, with number 1, the top of our list, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. That is it, my good friend. We
did
have
it.
a couple more segments left in this episode, and there's a couple more things that people need to be looking out for. Maybe we'll get another number one game coming out on this console someday in the near future. Who knows? Maybe we will, but the only way to know is to look forward at what we've got coming out. And with that being said, we're going to jump to the fast forward. All the games that you should care about right now. Take it away, Chris.
Yep, we got Cassette Boy. I love on the Nintendo Switch coming out January 15th for $12.99. I love the idea of Cassette Boy being able to just, you know what? If you can like move the camera around so that you don't see an enemy shooting at you, the enemy's not there anymore. And then you can kind of get by it and then move the camera back. And the enemy's there, but it's shooting away from you. And not only that, but it's what is it? Green and white?
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Game Boy era, like graphics.
Yeah, it looks like a modern day Game Boy game, right? Like if they would have kept making Game Boy more powerful, but then kept the graphics kind of the same. Yeah, Cassette Boy. I'm excited to check it out. January 15th, $12.99. That's the only Switch one only game. Then for the Switch 2, we got Animal Crossing New Horizons Nintendo Switch 2 edition coming out January 15th, a $4.99 upgrade, or what is it, $64.99? Is that what it is?
Yes, it's $64.99 for the full release of the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Or $64.98.
Right, yeah, 64, yeah, 98. I forgot about that, but yeah,
math is hard.
Yeah, New Horizons. We got the New Horizons and so Switch 2 edition. Shout out to mouse controls. What more do you need? I'm sure we'll talk about that more in the future at some point. We got Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon, January 15th for $69.99. There's a Switch version available as well, but this is new Legend of Heroes games. I love the Legend of Heroes series, and it's like one of those games that I'll play, and I just haven't really I can't really, like, it's good to see that they actually have a new one out, as they've been releasing a lot of the older ones on the Switch, but it's good to see them releasing a new one, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's January 15th for $69.99. Then we got Mio Memories in Orbit, January 20th for $19.99. It's on sale right now for $17.99. This is Switch and Switch 2, or is it only Switch 2?
This is only available on Switch 2.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, Mio. What is it? Memories in Orbit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited to. Actually, no, it is also coming on the Switch.
Oh, see, look at me being uninformed. This is your segment anyway, so don't ask me for advice.
Well, I just looked. Well, it originally only had a store page for the Switch 2, but they added one for the Switch 1, and so it'll be out there as well.
I like its kind of sketchbook kind of aesthetic that they've got going on this game.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, you can kind of see it in the key art, but then they kind of also have it in the game, and I feel like this is definitely one that will probably be able to perform a lot better with this look on the Switch 2, but should also hopefully perform well on the Switch. And then on the NES Classics, okay, listen to this. They released Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, the Nintendo GameCube Classics. It requires the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass, and it's only available on the Switch 2. So if you have all of that, go ahead, give Fire Emblem Path of Radiance a go.
It's It's really good.
And
One of the most expensive GameCube games of all time. And now you can play it included with your membership for free.
Yep, you can get it with your membership for sure. Yeah, that's
really good.
That's it for the fast forward.
I played a little bit of it, and it was really, really good. It was really, really good. One of the things that I think we glossed over here, though, Animal Crossing New Horizons is getting a free patch as well. That's going to add the bulk of everything, but for the $4.99 on the expansion pass, you do get mouse controls, as Chris mentioned. You get 4K resolution in docked mode. It brings the handheld mode up to 1080p resolution, solid 60 frames per second, and you get a megaphone item that you can call out using the mic to be like, "Hey, where's Coco?" And she'll answer, and like you'll be able to walk to her. So, some cool stuff getting added for the extra $5. Some stability improvements, but the bulk of the update is free to people who already own it. And if you don't own it and you want to get that experience and get to experience most of it, it's $59.99 for Nintendo Switch 1 version of it. We are going to go to the section of the show where it is a game show. It's a game show, and it is called Pixel Minute, or aka Pixmin for short. In this segment of the show, Chris has exactly 60 seconds to try to guess a game that released in Nintendo history this week, but maybe not this year. It was released this week in Nintendo history. This year, many, many years ago. Who knows? Chris will find out. The faster he guesses, the more points he will get. And I'm going to ask Chris, are you ready, my good sir? Can you see my camera?
Yeah, I'm ready. I see your camera.
All right, we're going to get this on. And if you want to play along, feel free. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay. I'm going to say, is this Legend of Zelda 2?
No.
No. Well, by golly, I'm out of ideas.
Try again.
Blue and Blue. Is it Super Mario RPG?
No, sir.
Is it Paper Mario?
No, sir.
Is it Mario Party? Mario Party 2, Mario Party 3, Mario Party 4, Mario Party 5, Mario Party 6, Mario Party 7, Mario Party 8, Super Mario Party, Mario Party DS. What was the DS one called? Golly. Mario Party, Super Mario Party. No, Mario Party. That does not look like Mario Party, is it?
It might be.
Well,
10 seconds.
There's no way of knowing.
It is Mario Party, but it is not. You haven't said the one yet.
10. Super Mario Party 10.
No. Oh, man, and that's time up. This is Mario Party Advance for the Game Boy Advance, a 2005 party video game developed by Hudson Soft.
It looks like a Flash game. I'll tell you what.
It
looks like a Mario. He looks like a Flash. Like so. Yeah.
It looks really bad. It's the first handheld game in the Mario Party series and the 7th entry in the series overall. The game was released in Japan on January 13th, 2005, North America on March 28th, 2005, and Europe on June 10th, 2005. It was later re-released on the Virtual Console for the Wii U in 2014. It differs from other titles in the Mario Party series in its focus on one single-player mode rather than the several multiplayer modes. However, traditional Mario Party gameplay is still present in players choosing a character from the Mario franchise, moving around an interactive game board, and playing a variety of mini-games. It came out and was critically, guess it. But actually, I'll let you guess the score. I'll give you 1 bonus point if you can guess the Metacritic score within 10 points.
Of Mario Party Advance?
Yes, sir.
72.
Oh, you were high, my friend. It was 54. It was
Golly.
54. Being Metacritic.
I should have went with the look. Yeah.
Yep. Eurogamer gave it a 1 out of 10. Famously. Famitsu Magazine, 27 out of 40. A little bit more favorable. GameSpot, a 6.5 out of 10. And IGN, a 6 out of 10. With Nintendo Power themselves giving it a 3.2 out of 5. So, yeah, that one didn't fare so well. I'm gonna be honest. So we're gonna go on to the outro. All the news that you need to care about for the week. My Nintendo, the Metroid Prime 4 holographic poster set is available again after being out of stock on My Nintendo physical reward shop, so you can go and snag it. I think it's like 1,000 platinum points you'd be able to get it, and it's pretty cool. Like, it's a cool holographic poster set for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. On NSO icons, we also got another wave of special Animal Crossing icons featuring Tom Nook, Cap'n, Leilani, Grams, and Layla, available until February 2nd. The monthly play and redeem icons are Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones, and Game & Watch Gallery 3 sets. Play corresponding games to claim them anytime during January. Nintendo Music got not one but two updates this week. The first one was a surprise drop of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance's soundtrack to coincide with the Nintendo Classics drop. And yesterday, on the typical update day for Nintendo Music, Mario and Luigi Brothership soundtrack hit the platform. And it's really good. Like, the soundtrack is good for a not so great game. But sales and deals, supercharge your collection of games with the Supercharge sale, featuring deals on first-party Nintendo IP like Captain Toad Treasure Tracker and Game Builder Garage, and a ton of amazing third-party games like Persona 5 Royal and Split Fiction, along with a ton more titles. This is huge and features huge discounts on not only the digital titles, but also the physical versions. So if you are a physical collector, you can get those at a discounted price too through the Nintendo Store. In terms of demos, this is a reminder, the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined release got a demo. Save data will carry over. You can also get Maribel's Day Off dress for the full release just for playing it. And also, Reanimal got announced today that it got a demo on Nintendo Switch too. So if you want to try that game out, it's a little too scary for me. I'm a big baby boy again, reminder. You can. There are no big events of note, but in the news highlights, Nintendo announced a brand new colorway that we find a little understated coming to Nintendo Switch 2 Joy-Con. A purple and aqua colorway will retail for $99.99, releases the same day as Mario Tennis Fever, and it doesn't really change that much. The big question is, will you be getting them? The Nintendo Switch Hulu app will be discontinued next month, so get your watch time in before you have to get it elsewhere until that app is phased out. The My Mario line of toys and games hits the West in February on the 19th. It features software, toys, amiibo, and more. We finally get to play Hello Mario and Hello Yoshi on our consoles if you don't have a Japanese account. Call of Duty's Nintendo release is still slated for 2026. And for some reason in the notes, I wrote Shooty McShootface. I don't know why I wrote that. But that's what I did. Sales struggled over the Christmas season for Nintendo. Not surprising, all things considered. The price structure, along with the missing big Mario or Zelda title, really made for an adversarial winter for Nintendo. Stock prices took a slump by about 33%, and investors are a little bit spooked that it's going to go down with increasing RAM costs and everything else that's going on. So keep an eye on that. Nintendo Switch game vouchers are set to be discontinued according to a new email sent out by Nintendo this week. Get them while you can until January 30th. And then finally, LEGO revealed their takes on the Pokemon franchise. And they have 3 new sets coming at exorbitant prices. The large set with 6,838 pieces has an eye-watering price of $649.99. The best set, the Kanto Gem badges, are a bonus with that set and are unpurchasable separately. And they also have a Pikachu set at $199.99 and an Eevee set at a reasonable $59.99. That being said, Chris, where can they find you, my good sir?
You can find my link tree and then go from there.
Absolutely.
What about you? Where? Yeah, you can catch them outside. How about that?
Catch
Where can they find you?
You can catch me. I actually just had a username change over on Twitch and all of my social media handles and everything. You can find me at twitch.tv/nerdxd. Tomorrow night I'm running a TTRPG set in the Marvel Universe called Marvel Multiverse. And then Thursday we're going to play some Super Mario Galaxy 2 over on that channel. And for all of my other social media garbage, go to nerdxd.com. Remember, you can check out all of our socials, links in the live chat over on Twitch. But you can catch all of our past episodes in video form on YouTube at youtube.com/@the-Nintendo-Rewind. Visit our site for links to all of our social media pages at nintendorewind.com. And consider supporting the show. Your money goes a long way to help us keep doing this. Thanks for watching, and you can catch us live weekly Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch and YouTube. Remember, we love your faces. Be kind. Please rewind. We'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.